Hi, it's Father Taylor, and today is April 15th. Very sunny, beautiful day. It's Friday, which means it's time for our weekly eBlast. So many thanks to Amanda who covered for me on these eBlasts the last 2 weeks. Kitty and I got to spend about 3 days together, just sitting on a porch looking at the Pacific Ocean. We were just a block from the beach. That was great. And then she had 3 jobs to do for her employer. And I got to go with my daughter as she gets relocated from where she was doing for the Air Force in California. And now she's transferred to San Antonio. And so I got to go on the trip. So that was kind of cool too. So we're back. And today I want to talk about what's happening for the rest of Holy Week and one other announcement. So first of all, Holy Week. I love the services of Holy Week. They're different from our regular Sunday service. I like them because they're so much more participatory. We use everything. We use palms, and we make processions, and we change the lights, and we hold stuff, and we pour water, and we light candles. We do all this. Why do we do all this? It's not just because it's a ritual or it's an old tradition. We do it because our participation helps us. It's a way to try to help us, our bodies and our minds, to be able to be fully participating in these acts of the liturgy. Liturgy means the work of the people, so that we can help ourselves become present to what God has done for us. Jesus died on the cross. It was a long time ago. He doesn't die every year or every Sunday, but we, through what the Spirit does and our participation, we become present to these acts that God has done in the past. So it's very powerful, really gets a hold of us, changes our perspective. So that's why we do these Holy Week services. Love them. Tonight at 7 o'clock is a very powerful. Inside the church, we do the Good Friday service, and we do it our own way. And there are some things about the service, if you haven't been to one, which are very unexpected and very powerful. So I encourage you to come out. And if you think your kids can sit tight, it's about a 45-minute service. If they can it'd be like watching an intense movie, but participating in it. That's tonight, 7 o'clock, Good Friday in the church. Then tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, it's not a service, but it's an opportunity to help connect with our community. Amanda's put on this giant Easter egg hunt once again. And you might say, oh, the Easter egg hunt. That's for families with small children, which it is sort of. But the majority of people who are going to be there tomorrow do not attend our church. These are people who live nearby, who come in, some of them year to year, who come into on our campus to enjoy an Easter egg hunt with their kids. What we get to do, if you don't have kids, is to come serve coffee, is to come meet people, is to come just see who comes to these events. This is not just for families with kids, it's for us as hosts. So I pray that you might reconsider tomorrow morning at 11 and come on out. It's really, it's very brief. It doesn't take too long. Amanda and her crew do all the hard work of hiding these Easter eggs. You just come and be a host and meet a few people. And that would really be a great way to serve the Lord and to serve them too. Then the service that begins at 8 o'clock used to be called the Vigil. We now call the Service of Light. Tomorrow night's service, Saturday, the Service of Light, AKA used to be known as the Vigil, is indoors in the church. We're going to have some rain. There's a strong chance of it. So we're just going to do the whole thing in the church like we used to do. What's different between the Service of Light and the Vigil, you might ask? Well, first of all, a Vigil includes 8 readings, which is the whole path of what God has been doing since creation and God's way of redeeming and bringing the world back and setting things right. And the Vigil ends. It used to begin at sundown and ended with baptisms at sun up. That's the original Vigil. It's like a 12-hour thing. It only felt that long in the old days. Anyway, but what this service of light is shorter. It's part of the vigil, but we don't celebrate the resurrection in the way we would at the vigil or on Easter morning. So it's, again, a very powerful service. The light of Christ, you remember that? And the lighting of candles, and the lights come on. That's all part of the service of light. That is tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. There's a short reception afterwards that I'd like to invite you to too. So tomorrow night, indoors, 8 o'clock, service of light. Then on Sunday morning is the biggest service of the year, which is Easter. Now, one of the things I'm always confused about is for the Episcopal Church is that we take 40 days of Lent, including in a whole week of Holy Week, and then we take one day of Easter, as if one day was, for the biggest day of the year. That's all we celebrate. So we're going to make a big deal out of Easter. We have a lot of food, and coffee, and tea, and drinks, and colors, and flowers, and it's going to be a beautiful service because we're celebrating the most critical event so far in the history of the world. And so that's what we're going to celebrate on Easter. Bring a chair. It's outdoors. Bring a chair. It's at 9 a.m. Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Bring a chair and a friend to Easter. Come, let's celebrate Easter together. That's Sunday morning, 9 o'clock, outdoors. Bring a chair and invite a friend. Okay? Now, the other part I just want to remind you of is that on Wednesday, next Wednesday, we will honor and celebrate the life of Shirley McDonald's son, Danny McDonald. Danny died on Monday, and he had a particularly difficult life in some ways, but he was a son who was deeply loved by his family, his brothers and sisters, and we're going to celebrate Danny's life on Wednesday. There before the service is at 11. Before the service at 10 o'clock, we're going to have a short reception, kind of like a time for you to come visit with Shirley McDonald. Many of you know Shirley, some of you don't know her as well, but if you can get a chance, just to come for 5 minutes, to come as I said before, every baptism, every wedding, every burial service are community events. They're for the whole church. Middle of the week is hard if you got a job, but if you can come for 5-10 minutes just to come up and to show your appreciation for the great mom Shirley was, and to pass on your condolences to her. This is what we do as a community. Our community celebrates. When we celebrate together. And when one grieves, we grieve together. So that's going to be the visitation is Wednesday at 10, and the service is at 11 o'clock. Okay? All right, great. So tonight, Good Friday, 7 o'clock. I hope to see you there. Tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, the Easter egg hunt. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock, inside, service of light. And then Easter morning, 9 a.m. God bless you, and I can't wait to see you at one of these services.